That sucked. That was way more than... Where the fuck is my cousin?
Is he in the telepathic bond?
Varro, get your ass down.
Varro, where are you?
I think Varro would have heard the fight through your mind and would have started sprinting towards you, but he's essentially upstairs with
He got,
I'm sure he went to the light ravens or something.
Somebody's trying to get him to go on to
I imagine he got given a bowl of soup and he got really happy and he went and sat with the light ravens. And then you started getting attacked, so he dropped the bowl of soup and ran.
What a waste of soup.
I hope they're panicked. The light ravens, I mean.
I think the light ravens are kind of concerned, but Barra doesn't really know them yet, so he doesn't think to stop and talk to them at all.
Why was he sat with them?
I think because maybe you pointed him at them or something, because you remember.
Sure. He was with me the entire time I was questioning people. He was just being really quiet.
Really quiet, and then somebody gave him soup and he went and sat down. And he was happy.
The first time.
No.
In weeks.
In years.
I mean, maybe, honestly.
Since the last time he had a lovely play date with Polly.
He wanted a new group to join. And we're like, hey, here's some light ravens.
It was like,
Yes,
I'm
join their cult.
I'm sick of these absolute ridiculous people.
I think he's very much getting the impression you don't like him, so...
What gave that away?
Okay,
Well,
so
can we
we are now...
have
Have we shut the doors to the library to give yourself a bit of space, or do you want to keep them open?
Shut the doors to the library, find a quiet room off to the side.
I mean, you've got sort of like a little entranceway here with a brazier and then the stairs that go up to the main reception. There's no there's like a reception desk kind of thing that you can sit at. There's not like
Okay.
There's maybe a cupboard with a broom.
We'll sit at the desk because we could also just look like we've come back from patrol and we got pretty beat up. We don't have to.
We don't need to look suspicious.
Nobody knows that we were fighting angels in the library.
We weren't fighting angels.
That's like a very weird Doctor Who episode.
Yeah.
It's
That would be a great one, though.
Yeah. It's a crossover with itself.
The Vashta Narada and the
Weaving
Angels.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Oh,
I would very much like a short rest
Super creepy.
because hit points.
I would
If
love
we're
a
gonna
long
short
rest.
do we want to just go and sit in the
That's true.
chill room?
Yeah, a long rest is not a bad show.
I would love to just be around as many people as possible because
Shall we just go in the instead of sitting in this random reception
the
desk? Shall we go
chances
sit with the light ravens?
of us being murdered
Yeah.
really are slimmer when there's witnesses.
I think Barra at this point has rejoined you. He's drawn his sword. He's like, are you alright?
Calm down.
Just like pet his arm, being like,
Are you okay?
No, we're messed up.
yeah,
God,
that
sorry.
sucks.
Clifford almost died. Polly almost died.
Oh, not the
Adolin
dog.
almost died. Did you miss the second thing I said?
Oh God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I missed it as Alex. I'm so sorry. That was me as Alex.
I do think
Your
that
cousin almost died. Oh God.
I do
no.
think that Polly straight up laughs at that. It's very funny. I feel like I am also more concerned about Clifford than I am myself.
He's like, I'm so sorry. I was having soup.
Oh, that's
Oh, I hope the soup was good.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Good.
Shall we go for a long rest? We've had two pretty big encounters today.
It's two big encounters, lots of spell slots gone. I just healed myself back up. I'm at a third of my hit points, which is not too terrible.
Yeah.
But tomorrow would also mean that I could prepare better spells.
Yeah.
Because that is the main thing that's been kicking my ass all day today.
Did you take a lot of Feywilds?
It was
Problems.
It was just for that challenge.
Yeah.
That was it. I was just like, oh, what if this? What if that? And then none of them actually work for an actual combat.
Yeah.
It's fair. Okay, cool. So we're gonna head back upstairs.
Can I borrow the sending stone and try and talk to Ersho just
Always.
to find him?
I mildly yelled at him, but apart from that, I've not
Thank
heard
you.
from him.
Yeah.
Ersho, where are you?
Oh, I'm looking for the cat.
Fuck's sake.
Okay.
Where are you?
I think we parked that.
I'm just in the main temple. I'm just looking around some of the back rooms for the cat.
Alright.
Did you
okay.
tell him that there's angels in the
I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go find him.
That makes more sense.
Because you can do. It's only 6 hours for sleeping, so I can wander about for a couple of hours and chat to folk while
Yeah, it's
long resting.
non-strenuous
Yeah,
activity.
I
so.
can go and chat to people.
Yes, you read a book, chat to people, eat, that kind of thing. Do some sewing.
Yes.
Whatever you feel like.
What if we tell people telepathically that there's angels in the basement and then the archdevils kick their asses for us?
Oh, that would be handy.
That would be convenient.
You could
Just
straight up
tell
ask
Panic
Glasia.
Glasia,
Do
there
you-
are 3 angels.
Do you
Kick
think
some
that
ass.
the readings that Crasset had were of these guys looking for
Maybe.
That's a good point.
or do you think that it was her or both?
Hard to say.
Yeah. Out in the middle of nowhere in the city,
That was probably her.
more likely to be Io.
I really hope she's not down there. That would suck.
Yeah.
Because that would mean that she's
Well, when you saw her, she was by a wall.
So the spiritual
that was on the
part of
edge
her
of the.
was
I
outside the
thought
wall.
that's what they were picking up on. Because would the spiritual part not be
I
doing the
think-
celestial
I
pings
think
rather than
Yeah.
I
the
think-
normal human part of her?
Yeah.
I think all aspects
might
of her
explain.
are celestial. Would be my opinion.
Even like the mortal Io form.
I genuinely do think that,
Yeah.
and also like
Given
those,
that we did.
Yeah, 'cause
those
there was-
things were happening the last couple of days,
Yeah.
and I don't know exactly what the timeline is, how long she's been here for, but
Yeah. The vision I got of spiritual Io
Mhm.
was outside the walls. Would I have known what direction that was roughly? Was it to the south? Does it correlate roughly with where those? If she had been like gradually threading her way through the city, could those pings in the southern sector have been? Was that near where I saw from her point of view?
Can you make me an intelligence check?
I think it's about one day in the Feywilds was a week in
Flat
Avernus.
intelligence? Can I suggest investigation?
I'll allow it, but I still want it to be intelligence based. I can't remember if investigation is intelligence.
Investigation isn't intelligence based.
Then,
can I
yeah,
have
please.
Thank
proficiency
you.
with investigation?
No,
Just me, I think.
Nope.
So,
just the person doing the check.
15
Overall?
overall.
Overall. I think with a 15, it's roughly the south direction. She was very focused on the spire,
Yeah.
because she could see the spire of the main temple.
Hmm.
So she was quite focused on that, but you can see that from anywhere in the city.
But the angle she was looking at it from could have been to the south.
I think with a 15, you would. I think what you might have been able to see was some of the spires from the bridges that connect the temple district to the main part of Pearlmar, because there's a river that runs through Pearlmar.
It's more
and
east in the south, isn't it?
I think you would have seen those slightly on the right hand side of the central spire, which to you would indicate that she's roughly south.
Okay.
Maybe southwest.
Yeah.
As I go around the compass points.
Okay.
So she's like,
Hey, the city infested with devils might be safer to explore than a basement.
yeah,
We could go out and look for her.
in the library.
Are we heading upstairs then? And have you asked Ersho to come meet you?
So I was just gonna go find him.
Okay.
I still have locate creature, and if she is down there, then she is definitely within 1,000 feet of us.
You can try it.
So
If we're
We're
about to take a
about to go to
long
sleep
rest,
anyway.
then yeah.
yeah, is it worth us just giving that a whirl?
Yeah?
Why not?
Okay. Are we doing that once we've settled upstairs?
Yeah, we shouldn't be doing that in public, because we know that
Hide behind the reception desk.
a demon's
Yeah.
going to show up and it's
Oh,
going
yeah.
to be racket and noisy, and they're not supposed to be in here. So
And if it tries to lead you straight back into the library,
yeah,
do it
Yes.
downstairs, I think, yeah.
So we're downstairs and
So okay, we've not left the
reception.
library door
Okay,
yet.
cool. Lena
Yeah.
is still holding an unconscious Clifford.
Okay.
and then we
Mhm.
just make
And
sure
giving
that
weird
I get
gentle
the
belly
slots
rubs,
for
but she's like,
it.
he's
I
okay,
do.
right?
Yeah, he's
It'll be alright.
he's just asleep now.
Cool.
Does anybody else want to hold the dog?
I'll hold the dog.
Oh.
Take the dog.
It's quite heavy,
Put him
but
in his papoose.
really
Back in the papoose.
I forgot he had a papoose.
like
A pure
word.
like Bertie.
Yes. That's what I stole it from.
Bertie?
It's from
In Rusty Quill Gaming,
Rusty
he
Quill.
has a dog. What dog is it he has?
Brutor.
But he's quite a big one.
He's a very big dog.
One of those ones with like the squish face.
It's
But big.
it's like a guard dog.
Mastiff?
It's like a mastiff,
Maybe,
but
yeah.
it's crossed with way too many things,
Okay.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but yeah, he has like a giant full-size
Brutal.
dog that he just carries in a papoose on top of his plate armor.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I love that.
Locate creature?
Yep,
His golden plate armor.
I will.
It's got
I will
paladin.
cast locate creature.
No, he's a
Fighter.
fighter, I think.
Cool.
He was just
I dig
a
it.
dick.
Oh, that's a shame.
He's just very rich.
Okay, so how long's the casting time on that?
One action.
One action. Okay, my
Oh.
apology. I thought it was 10 minutes.
No.
Okay. So we cast locate creature, and you see this small, like impish creature appears in front of you. Lena starts, as does Varro. He
It's
draws a
fine.
sword.
Oh no,
we
this.
did. We
It's
said
fine.
that already. This is why we
Mhm.
were doing
It's
it
fine.
privately. We were like, a little demon is going to show up.
I wonder if this one is also
Oh.
going through a divorce.
That's the other one.
Mhm.
It's the other end. That's the partner.
You can see this sort of like small shabby demon, like it's like a devil that's like appeared in front. This impish creature has appeared in front of you. It's got one really big bug eye and like mottled ears. What?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Oh, sorry. I just assumed you knew because it was implied in the spell. We're looking for Io, and then I gave a brief description. And we're like, but you know who she is.
Yep,
so.
yep. Come on, this way, and starts heading towards the library door.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Thank
interesting.
you very much.
Amazing. Thank you for confirming everything that we suspected. You can keep on walking if you want, but you will be killed.
There are 3 angels in there who just tried to kill us.
So what I would suggest is
Feel
you
free to
just
carry on.
You just kind of it's down the stairs, right?
Right. Okay. You're in control of the spell. What am I doing here? What do you want?
Did you specify like which IO we're on about? Are we on about like mortal IO or
I think you
You
described
described
more
her,
to
so
me.
Yeah.
so mortal IO?
Because again,
Calm
we're pretty confident that the spirit Io is finding mortal Io. So if we find the mortal,
Yeah.
we find the spirit. You did your job. That was excellent.
go?
Thank you so much.
You dismiss?
Appreciate
Good?
it.
Happy? Cool.
Mhm.
Bye. Vanishes.
Love it.
we'll leave you a Yelp review.
Impeccable.
That guy has had a better day than we've just had.
That's because we didn't go down.
That little fucking imp has just achieved more.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he'll get a nice little like tick box on his like CV that says did service.
Glasya,
Did
promote
we?
that guy.
Okay.
He done good. Next time I see him, he better fucking like Aaronese or something.
I want to see him in the suit.
It's not quite how it works, dearest, but sure.
Sorry, what's a rank above imp? Less shitty imp.
Greater
Just a
in-
chuckle across the mental one.
A method, maybe?
I'm not actually sure off the top of my head. Okay,
Okay.
so
Method to
I'm
We go
elementals.
upstairs.
heading upstairs. You want to go find Dio, or do you want to just call them?
I
Ersho.
find Ersho,
Ersho,
actually.
sorry.
We know where I
Can we
am.
call Io? Oh my god! Can we do that?
I would love to just call Io.
If somebody's got sending, you can try.
No.
No. Okay.
If Joris is down there, I'm going to be so mad.
Down where? In the basement?
I have another
That'd be
spell.
so
Like,
funny.
it would be a higher level. I could cast Locate Object, or Locate Creature on Joris.
Don't. Oh, no. I don't think Adolin
It
can
doesn't-
emotionally
it
deal
will-
with that.
It will
No.
only just make me sad. Like, it doesn't actually help, so I won't do it. But if Joris is down there, man.
I need a long rest before dealing with that, for sure. An emotional long rest.
An emotional roll.
I mean, we could long rest, tool up, plan an attack, and then charge back in.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
All right.
Straight up,
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
what I want to do.
So you're going up to the, what are we calling the refugee room?
I'm calling
Face
it
up.
the like the sleeping hall
Okay. Are you going back to the sleeping hall?
Yeah.
I think that's a
Cool.
good
and
idea.
settling down with the light ravens.
Yeah.
And then where did Ersho say he was?
He's in some of the admin rooms upstairs looking for the cat.
I'll find the admin rooms.
Okay.
Do you want a buddy for that?
You should sleep.
I think I'm fine.
Please.
Varro will go with you if you want.
Sure, you can come with.
Yeah, I just,
Polly's worried about you being alone.
Mm.
yeah, I just genuinely, I want maybe a buddy system.
Okay, buddy system.
Tara's like,
No.
Lena will follow you and still be like gently patting knocked out Clifford.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I should roll a d4 for that.
For what?
When he comes back
When it
up.
comes to.
He will come to in 4 hours.
Oh my god, it
Might
had
as
to be
well just
4.
go to sleep
I mean,
again.
if you get a long rest, doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
does it?
Yeah,
yeah,
yes.
okay.
So you head upstairs into the admin rooms. It's quite quiet up here.
Actually, I can give him a little heal, and that would just mean because otherwise, if he gets up to 1 hit point in 4 hours and then an 8-hour rest, that's 12
that's
hours
ages.
until he's
Quite a
doing
while.
anything. So
I'm happy to keep the 4 hours as part of the long rest,
You
just
sure?
to be mechanically fine.
okay.
'Cause I don't
Right.
care.
We accept your pity. God, we'll take what we can get.
I don't think the dog is really a heavy hitter in our party anyway.
How dare you?
No.
Oh, that reminds me.
He's incredibly good. He's a good boy. So we head upstairs into the admin room.
Yes.
Varro's with you. You can hear like some shuffling and stuff like that, and like following that noise, you can see like Ersho like looking under tables and stuff like that, like just kind of going room to room looking for a cat.
Hello.
Hi, I haven't found your cat. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's got wings, if that helps.
It's
It's at least distinctive.
I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna finish this floor and then bugger off because
Yeah.
it's got wings. If it's gone out the door, I am gonna hope I'm finding this thing.
If it's gone out the door, I don't think we care anymore.
Okay.
We found Io. She's
Oh, that's great.
in the library basement.
Oh, great.
Oh, she
Have
holed
you-
up there.
Well,
Great question. Amazing question.
Okay.
Have you been in the library recently?
No, it's just dark. So.
So there's still somebody on guard duty
Mhm.
at the door to the basement.
Makes sense.
They are celestial.
Interesting. Weird,
Yes.
but interesting.
Yes, and then there are 2 more in there as well. At least 2 more. We tried to go into the library and they almost killed us. So
2 celestials almost killed you.
3 celestials.
3 celestials. Ooh,
3 celestials. Yes. Clifford's unconscious.
He's like trying to
Ollie's
count on his
almost
fingers. Like, that's a
unconscious.
lot of fingers.
How many fingers do Dragonborn have?
I think they have 4, which is
Yeah,
weird.
that's most of your
They don't have
fingers.
pinkies, do they?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because they're not velociraptors, but they're one more than a velociraptor. But I
Yeah.
also can't bend that fingers properly. Sorry.
But, yeah,
There, that's the one.
Clifford's unconscious. Polly and Adolin almost are as well.
Oh Christ. Okay.
Yeah, so we
not
just
good.
all almost died.
Right. Do we need to deal with that?
Probably.
Like now?
No.
no.
Well, we're gonna go to sleep.
Oh, okay.
They
Are they going to come
almost died.
upstairs?
Well, we left the library, and as soon as we were running away, they didn't chase after us. So I think they're
Right,
just staying in
okay.
the library.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. We're upstairs,
Yes.
out the way of everybody else, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you doing that because you don't want the Knights of Ash to know there's 3 angels in the basement? Like, am I supposed to be telling William this? Am I supposed to be telling Garen this?
We didn't want people to see that we were fighting angels because the very obvious reaction to that is the angels are the good guys.
Yes.
And not that we were trying to talk to somebody in the library and they killed us. So
Not gonna lie, would have sided with the angels.
yeah, the optics not great.
Yeah.
So
So he's like stroking his chin.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't tell the Knights of Ash.
Probably not.
I am gonna tell Garen.
Okay.
But
Mm.
if, so if
fair.
Garen
He
decides
seems
to
like
tell,
a reasonable person.
if Garen decides to tell William, I don't really have a choice in that.
Yeah.
But
One of
I'll
them
probably-
was called Saniel. He introduced himself.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I don't. That might
I
help.
don't know if that's an angel or like other celestial thing, but yeah.
It's a nice name.
Yeah.
I might post a guard on that if that's all right.
On the library?
Yeah.
Oh
What
yeah.
if the angels start coming upstairs?
Good point.
Yeah. Although I don't know what a guard would do to stop. I suppose I'm not
A
trying to stop
warning.
them. Yeah, it's just a warning, isn't it?
Yeah, but also we think I was almost definitely there, and so is probably Miriam, which is why we were going there in the first
Is that the
place.
dragon that nearly killed you? The
We were
ghost
gonna
dragon?
go. Yes, we were because she was friends with Io, so we wanted to go have a chat. But yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
that's everything that's happened to us in the last half an hour.
Right, that's not great. I'm not gonna lie, that's not great. Okay. Okay, yeah, okay, that's very fair. I'm gonna organise getting a guard on that
Yeah.
and find Garen.
Would you say this is better or worse than most of the conversations we have?
With you?
Just with us giving you information in general.
I mean, you usually bring me a mix of good and bad news, so...
This was good and bad.
Good news, we
I'm
found
not
Io.
gonna lie, I think there's a lot more bad news in that than good, but I'm still gonna
I
take
can
what I
tell
can
you some
get.
good news that you already know.
That sounds great.
That help. We've got the cup.
Oh, that's good.
And the wizard nerds say they can get the other spell components for that, so we can at least charge it
Ah,
and start
yes.
getting people out.
That
We
would
need
be
to
good.
overcharge
Maybe
it for the
get
city,
injured out.
but we can get like the injured people out.
That would be good. At least
That's
we've
nice.
got maybe a mass evacuation plan then.
Yeah.
Because the cup, yeah, it's an artifact, isn't it? They were saying that, weren't
Yeah. Apparently all the anchor points still exist, so the spell is easier to do.
they? Which spell?
The teleporting the city out spell.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
So
something.
yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Great. Well, I'm going to stop
Is
looking
that
for a
everything that
cat.
happened? Is that everything that's happened?
That's the important stuff.
He's,
That's the highlights.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
up to speed.
Great. I'm going to stop looking for a cat.
And that we were about to lie down for a few hours.
So we're gonna have a sleep.
Okay, you've got plenty of food and blankets and stuff. Yeah, just check them with the light ravens.
Yeah, we
they'll
still have all our
make sure
everything.
Yeah.
good.
Can I try and call God again as I doze off to sleep? Like, spiritual IO. After this.
Okay.
You get more. Yeah.
Yes, I remembered another thing I wanted to talk
Yeah.
about. When we were still in the Feywells, we sent you like a whole bunch of sendings.
Mhm.
Did you get them?
No. Through the stone?
Yeah.
No.
That is very statistically unlikely.
Unless somebody here was permitting them get through in the same way of.
But
like,
then why would they suddenly
teleport.
stop?
Maybe they were just like, this intel is not something that we want to pass on. I can't remember exactly what it was.
We were
that
just
had.
telling them that we were coming back.
And that we
think
had the item specifically.
I had any contact with you in the Feywells, did I?
I feel like we definitely.
I
had-
think we did at least once.
Yeah, no, we talked to Garen.
We had one, yeah.
Oh, we did,
Because,
yeah.
Because we talked about the armor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So we
So-
talked to you, but after we got the artifacts back, that was when it was.
Yeah, then we couldn't contact you. That's
radio
weird.
silence.
It
That's
might
weird.
be the.
Might be to do with the Hallow.
Might be. It genuinely might be. You caught me when I was asleep, depending on time differences. I know the time jumps
When
are
our
weird.
messages came through, did they come in like really really quick, like no, or the other way around? I suppose.
Really slow.
Yeah.
No, they came in normally.
Huh, that's interesting.
I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I didn't get any
Okay.
ones past the you asked for Garen.
Interplanar frequency correction. Signal processing.
Okay.
Magic.
I
So
think
we
that's,
head back
that's the end of the
downstairs?
conversation, yes.
Okay, heading back downstairs, you can see that one of the light ravens is like at the base of the stairs, starting to come up. Ersho, Garen's looking for you, and the group. I'm pointing at like Kai. Hi. Where's
think
the rest of your group?
They went to the sleeping hall
Oh,
to sleep.
cool. Garen's looking for you all, so I'm gonna go grab them.
Alright, cool.
He's in
I
some
think
of
they
the
were
back
going
admin
to
offices.
see the other light ravens. So.
Oh, great, cool. That's
Yeah.
easy. Yeah, cool. And he says he just turns to Ersho, and it's in the meeting room. Then it's like the one that you were in before.
Yeah. No rest for the wicked.
But Ersho's like, okay,
Oh, we still have telepathic bond. I can just tell them.
you can if you like. Like that messenger doesn't know, and just turns to Ersho. Sorry, as they turn to leave, Ersho says, send a runner to me as well from the Light Ravens. And I'm like, alright, sure. And beetles off.
Okay. We need to go to the meeting room.
I feel like we kind of just laying down and closed their
Thank
eyes at
you.
this point. Cool.
Yes.
I think you managed to get like a bowl of soup, and you're just like, yeah, it's okay. It's not great.
Just licking wounds. Whoa. Would we have had time for a short rest by this point?
No, it's been like 5
Okay.
minutes.
We begrudgingly get to our feet.
Yeah, okay.
I think.
Lena says that she'll probably sit this one out, but she's on the
Yep,
telepathic bond if
that's
you need
fair.
her.
Yeah, stay
And
with
she'll look
Clifford.
after Clifford, yeah.
Thank you.
Actually, I'll re-up that because I think it's maybe been an hour by now.
Yeah. Who do we want in it?
Yeah, do you want to keep Lena in it?
I feel like it's good for her to be informed. Varro, as
Do
long
we
as you
wanna-
remember to stay on the frequency.
Do we want to add Ersho since we're...
Yeah, a lot of
Back.
shows.
I think
Here.
that's quite good as well. Yeah,
Hmm.
I
Do
mean,
you want to be our
Garen.
telepathic bond?
Aisha's always happy to help out in that way.
If
Do you want
Garen
Belinda?
wants to.
She's kind of
Yeah.
just settled in the reception.
Belinda is it's a useful to have.
Yeah, just an
honestly.
extra
Yeah.
set of eyes.
Like-
of eyes.
Yeah.
She's technically outside of the meeting room as well because she won't get out the
Uh-huh.
corridor particularly well, and everyone will look at you weirdly.
Yeah,
I
in
could
cases.
keep her in the loop.
Yeah.
She can tell us if anyone
Would it
anything
be
weird happens.
worth asking
Yeah.
Garen if he wanted to join, or is that ridiculous?
I don't think it's ridiculous.
You can ask. Worst,
You'd have
worst
to-
happens he says
You'd have
no.
to be able to see him, right, to put him in.
We're
yeah,
right
but
now
I
with
would.
him.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
so
would,
you have to go into the meeting
I
room.
would have to. Yeah, I might ask afterwards. So I could cast it without him right now, and then worst case
Yeah.
scenario, I could just ritual cast it
Yeah.
again at the end. Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Cool.
So we all head into the meeting room.
See.
Okay, so we head into the meeting room. Garen is already in there. Yourself and Ersho get there a little bit early.
Ersho can tell him about the angels if he wants to.
Maybe. The runner meets you sort of halfway. It was like, oh, great. Ersho's looking for you in the meeting room.
We're coming.
Okay, Cool.
Okay.
I need to go and get something. And like darts.
Get
I
what?
past
totally
you.
thought that was you, Alex, being like, I need a
I
prop.
just need to. I'll be back.
Yeah. And like darts back off towards the like.
Get what?
Oh, Ersho asked for a runner.
Aren't you a runner?
Yeah, but I'm working as Garen's runner at the moment, so Ersho needs a runner.
Okay.
They've
Blah,
got a
blah, blah,
gopher
blah.
system.
Go for system.
Hmm.
Sensible. So they run back to the main group. And you all gather in the meeting room. In this meeting room, William is there. There appears to be some kind of secretary in there as well. So Siren is there with several of the clerics. The two of the mages are there
This
from the
is
group.
a big meeting.
Yeah, Garen's in there. Ersho's in there.
For the love
Yourselves
of
have
God,
been pulled in.
watch what you say.
Oh, it's fine. I already told our show.
You can see there are other several knights of Ash in here as well, which includes Sir Gregwin.
Oh no!
Wait.
It's
Who's
fine,
everyone,
It's
right, so-
fine.
This is the biggest fucking meeting we've ever been a part of, and we are fucked.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine.
In terms of HP and spell slots, fucked.
No, but I think we have a lot of allies here.
I think we're about to get arrested and executed for treason.
I don't think so. I think that
I think
Alex
that's
would know
pessimism.
that that's a terrible end
I'm
to campaign.
fully expecting execution for treason.
Would I do that to you?
Mm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we all gather up in this room. Garen is here if you want to ask him if he wants to be part of the telepathic bond.
Okay, so- Ersho, Garen, Sir Siren, William, Gregwin,
yes.
two of the.
The two of the mages that were
Two
talking. The
mages.
one that didn't pass out basically after you told them that the Hallow was gone, which was
Morris and Lythor.
This is good. This is like a lot of stuff that's progressed over the course of like an hour. It's promising.
There's like a secretary. There's several knights of Ash. There's like two that you don't really recognise. Like I think Adolin would recognise them as sort of vaguely highish in the command of like drill sergeantist kind of era of movement of troops and things.
Couple night officers, oh god.
Sir Gregwin is there.
Yep.
Did I mention there was the scribe?
Yeah, I think
and then
a secretary and scribes.
And there's the two like clerics that are with Sir Siren.
Mm. Doesn't help that like the root of the word cleric and the root of the word clerk.
Yeah.
It's the same.
It's kind of why I'm going for secretary, scribe.
Yeah.
Scribe's a good word. I like that one. That's a bit more like medieval than secretary.
Minute taker.
Minute taker. Yeah. So everyone is stood in this room with the exception of Sir Siren. Somebody's obviously brought in a chair for Sir Siren, and he's just sat at the side,
Nice.
like gently stroking his goatee. But you're all called in, you're like greeted, everybody's like nods their heads at you kind of thing. Garen a bit more fondly. I think his eyes linger on the door a little bit after you all come in.
Yeah.
And then like focus back in on the room.
Yikes.
Varro is stuck with you as well. He's stayed with Kai. Are we asking Garen? There's like a little bit of chatter at the beginning as everyone
Oh
settles.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah?
Especially with
in the hubbub.
Hubbub.
Yeah, especially with
Hubbub.
Greg one here. Like
Yeah.
maybe it'd be a worthwhile thing to have a low key.
Prison escape arc. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be really good. Yeah.
In the middle
so
of hell.
I'll just be like, hey, just as you know, like I'm planning on casting telepathic bond. It might be quite good to have a little kind of like under the radar communicado. Would you like to be involved in this, or just be
Under
aware
some
that
radars.
under some
in others.
but less radars? Would you like to be involved in this, or just be aware that it is happening?
If it is possible, that would be helpful.
Okay, then yeah, I include him.
Okay, I'd say you can just sort of like make an addendum to your original one, because
I-
otherwise you've got
I
the problem
press
that
the
not
plus
everybody is.
button, and
Yeah.
then I
Add new
just-
group member.
Add new group member, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and get Garen into that, because we're just ritual casting it, and otherwise you'd have to be like, but I can't see Lena or Belinda.
Let me just get Lena right in front of you real quick.
Just sit there like awkwardly.
Oh, there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fine.
That's
She's,
fine.
So they're both in the bond,
she's
but not in the
sitting.
room.
She's sitting quietly. It like
She's just sat sort of stroking Clifford as he's like,
yeah. There's a notification. It's like Karen.
Karen.
Garen has
Karen.
joined the group chat.
And she's still like, oh.
Lena leaves. No. And I'm presuming we've not added Clifford because he's unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So you don't get his random dreams of like, steak,
Ah,
steak,
steak. Jerky. Squirrels.
I want to shit, they're either. Ooh, Adolin smells like steak. Covered in grease.
That's not steak, I'm just beat to shit.
Okay, so we're all gathered in this room. There's a little bit of chatter time at the beginning as everybody sort of settles in, and then William steps forwards into the centre of this room. Thank you all for joining me here. I needed this meeting to establish some next steps for the safety of this city and the hopeful return of this city to the material plane.
Can I immediately do an insight check?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
I believe there's advantage from someone in this bond.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Not the nat one. We'll go for the nat 17. So that's a 26.
Oh, lovely.
William looks exhausted. He certainly doesn't look like he's lying his teeth out. He doesn't look on edge massively. And I think with that kind of role as well, the room itself seems like attentive towards William, but not like tense. Like I'm guessing you're looking for vibes of swords getting drawn, or are we getting arrested?
I just pretty much anybody who talks, please assume that I am inside.
You're suspicious
yeah.
of them.
So either that can just keep on going. My passive is 19. I just want to make sure that everybody's on the level until they're
William
not.
hasn't really said much as of yet.
Yeah.
At the moment, he seems very exhausted but determined. So continuing, he would say, it's being made aware. I've been made aware by mages here that yourselves, and he'd point at your group, have managed to recover the Cup of the Cosmos, and that this is a viable way of, at the very least, getting our people out of hell, even if it's not possible to get the city itself. I think at this point we need to seriously consider this as an option. We have mostly been trying to just evacuate people at this point and have failed thus far because we never thought there would be a possibility for moving the city back by ourselves. It's been made aware to me that it is possible to move the city back. However, I have also been made aware that there are several complications to this. Firstly, that the cup is not, and you'd look at the mage and like, it's not powered up, and then it needs to be overpowered, sir. And he's like, right, okay. So stage 1, we can get people out. Stage 2, get the city out. Right? And the mage's like, yes, sir. The original way of getting the city to hell is still roughly in place, is my understanding. So we can simply redo the ritual, reverse it, and potentially drop Pearlman back into the material plane. I have been told that it's a very dangerous thing to do because there's no guarantee that we will line Pearlman back up
Yeah, that's actually really
perfectly
funny.
with the hole that we left it in, so there's potential that we will be crashing into the material plane. I've also been told that because the river runs directly through Pearlman,
Oh yeah, it's just going to be a huge
it's
lake.
going to be a huge lake that we're going to be dropping into, even if we do perfectly align it, which will just cause tsunamis and may destroy a lot of the surrounding farmlands, which again may kill a lot of people. An additional problem that I've been made aware of is that since landing in hell, several large infernal chains have been attached to the city. We knew that these were a thing, but never investigated them fully for the simple fact that we did not think we could jump the city back. It's been made aware to me. They look at the mages again. Just tell them about the chains, please. And so one of the mages would step forward, but Maurice would step forward, but yes. Essentially, the chains act as anchors. They are made of infernal iron, and there are 3 of them dug into the outskirts of the city. These need to be removed before we can jump the city. So, yeah, if we wanted to redo the ritual that got us to hell and jump us back to the material plane, we would have to remove the chains, because they are currently anchoring us to the to Avernus and are going to eventually drag us into full contact with ground and make it a permanent arrangement. It's my understanding. So these need to be removed. And William would step back forward and say, "Thank you. Okay. I don't understand the infernal iron, but apparently that is acting as an anchor. It's my understanding. It is at this point in time that I have asked you all here because we need to make a decision. I am fully aware that we are in Parma. This is my city. I am in charge here. However, my knights are dwindling. I do not have the forces to complete any of these tasks myself. And I think it's only fair that everyone here should have a say in what's going on in our city. I've asked the Light Ravens representatives, as well as this group's here, who seem to be doing a lot of the legwork for not only saving our city, but gathering intel for this. Because you seem pretty capable at saving our city at this point. I've also asked several members of the Knights of Ash and the clerics here to see how we can come to some kind of agreement about what steps we are now taking from here. I think that in a perfect scenario, we'd be able to jump the city back, perfectly land it in the material plane, gently lower it into the lake so that we didn't completely destroy the surrounding area, and work from there. I think that it is beyond wishful thinking to think that we can do that at this point in time. We may be able to crash Pelmar back into the material plane. I have no idea how many people that would put at risk, let alone kill. And then we have the option of simply just evacuating everyone and leaving Pelmar to its fate here. It's not a fate I take lightly, but at the end of the day, the citizens are more important than the stone. And I care more about the lives of my citizens and my knights than I do about the stonework of this city. So, I've asked you all here today to discuss this. Because at this point, we need to make a decision. If we're going to try and jump the city, these chains need to be removed. We need to gather together forces for 3 strike teams, and we need to get those chains off. It's my understanding that it took the Infernal Legions several days to crank the chains up and onto us. So it's my understanding that we would be able to remove them, and then we would have a grace period before they'd be able to relaunch the chains. Thus, we need to be able to unattach the chains at roughly the same point and start the ritual to get us home as soon as we can after that. If we fail to do that, the chains can be relaunched and we'll have to go through that process again. My understanding is that will be several days, so we will have time to rest and recuperate before trying to jump the city. My understanding is also that the demon legions that are currently starting to flood into the city are using the chains as a method of ingress into the city. The devils have full access to the city through teleportation and flight. The demons do not appear to. They appear to have to use the chains. So removing the chains is also going to remove a lot of the strain on my knights in our protection circles. However, this is a much harder feat than simply leaving and taking all of the citizens away. I would like to open the floor to discussions at this point and ask if anybody's got any opinions. I need to step back slightly. You see, like, Sir Siren, the old dude, would like, it's an interesting problem indeed.
This guy's having way too much fun.
He seems very unconcerned. Yeah, like,
He's very old. He's probably going to die soon anyway.
I think you get the impression that, yeah, he's had a life. He's just here to help. He's not massively concerned. Not because he doesn't care about people, but just because he's too old to really do anything about it. All he has is knowledge at this point. That he's just sat there, like, stroking his goatee a little bit, and it's a tricky one for sure. The city is beloved and holds a wealth of religious and divine power. It would be a shame to lose it. To restart, although it would be the 3rd restart of Pelmar, so...
At this point, it's a tradition.
Ah, see? And we do like a bit of tradition, don't we, William? Easy William just be like, I guess we could be a floating city.
A lakeside town.
That'd be nice.
You see, there's a couple of chuckles around the room. And okay. Does anybody want to step forwards and offer opinion?
Fine. If you're just going to sit there and be like...
I have
I'm not gonna
opinions,
leave.
I just want to hear others first.
I don't want to leave Alex to have a conversation with herself.
I can
would
try
love
for a
that.
bit. I mean, if you leave it for a gap, somebody will step forward. So do you want to leave it and just wait for somebody else to weigh in an opinion?
I think Alan would ask.
Out loud?
Yeah, that if we prioritise saving the people, are we saying that we don't need to overcharge the cup in order to carry that out? That it's quicker and easier to achieve?
I think so, yes.
That it doesn't rely on removing the chains, that we just need to gather people in a location and then bring everybody home with the cup?
I think one of the mages would step forward to that point and say, technically we're not sure. We don't quite know what the cup does. We don't know what kind of size of group it can move at any point in time. That is the slight problem in that it may take weeks to get everybody out. We're not sure what the cup's capability is at this point in time. We should, whatever happens, we need to get the cup to level 1 and we need to see what it can do. If it can do groups, I'm hoping for a gate. I'm really hoping for a gate, because even if that's once a day, we can march people through that and we can prep them and just get them through, particularly the injured. That's my hope. If it's only small groups of 8 or something like that, we're going to have a much, much bigger problem, and we will probably have to look at the city-wide ritual more significantly. I think he steps back and I think you can see like Sir Gregwin step forward at this point and say, I would like to investigate both as an option. We can start powering up the cup and see what its capabilities are and start moving civilians without dropping the plan to move the city. We can start moving civilians to Dusthelm or Greyfall so they're out the way of a possible tsunami, and then continue with attempting to move the city back at the same time. We can gather up strike teams. I'm very happy to lead one myself to a chain. All while the mages here start moving civilians. Even if it's only in groups of 8, we can get the most injured out. We may even at that point, because if Stan, and he's looking at the mages, like, Stan being corrected, we may be able to get more medics in at that point, because we may be able to bring clerics and
That's a
wizards
really
in
good
to
point,
support
actually.
us.
Over the bond, I'm like,
Is he
He's
not
made-
one of the bad guys?
Yeah.
he thought he was in the cult, but he's making a lot of sense.
And you see, step back and see William would like,
Is it?
it's a good point. However, my understanding is that one of you lot has the cup at this point in time. And if we're going to be doing strike teams, I want you lot as a strike team. So that would mean relinquishing the cup to one of us, probably these 2, and he vaguely gestures at the mage like,
I actually trust them more than I do most of the people in this room.
I do trust them, but
They're not.
I
Very,
trust them, but not their ability to protect it from
Yeah,
someone.
they're not very beefy. Maybe we could leave Varro with them.
I think like there'd be a bit of discussion about that, and essentially they would probably stay in the main temple. They would not leave the main temple, and they'd be, because they're now well aware that Hallow is not working, and that they're with an artifact. An artifact basically cuts through that kind of thing. Anyway, particularly when you're not trying to get in. There is a lot of discussion, and you can see at this point Sir Siren jumps in and like, there's no guarantee that the bearer of the cup will make it back if it is an individual teleport either. The gate person can stay here. If we're in a domain, it's a tricky one though. And he takes fucking ages to get to his point. It's really annoying. You can see like William getting more impatient, but he does like.
Is there a possibility that Gregwin isn't keen on other people coming through because he wants something else brought here?
I'm guessing you're discussing that over the telepathic bond, and you like hear Garen be like, "It's possible." I don't know what he has to gain at this point, though.
Garen, I don't imagine you've had an opportunity to speak to Ersho about the 3 angels in the basement.
The what?
Is this the time?
I do think it is the time, because I guarantee that, like, what the chances Gregwin knows that they're
Are they
there.
here to help?
Judging
no.
by just look at me. Look at me. Look at Adolin.
He actually like spins to look at you at this point, and like it's very noticeable in the rest of the room that he's just spun to look at the 3 of you, and then sees that
Garen,
you are
cool.
beaten up to shit.
Garen, they're keeping Ayo downstairs in the library.
is.
She's in the temple.
And you can
Quite
like he
possibly a
quite
prisoner.
actively reaches out over the telepathic bond at that point to Lena and asks if she's all right.
Aww. Do we all out loud?
Yes.
So suspicious.
Out loud?
No,
Or is it
in the bot. I'm the
Yes.
bot, certainly.
In the bond, okay. You like hear Lena like, yes, I'm fine, thank you. And Garen just be like, and try and like regain his cool a bit and be like, is this a problem? And like I think it like in that I forgot to say during that beginning like 10 minutes of chatter when you were recasting telepathic bond and like adding Garen into that kind of thing, the runner that Ersho would have asked for comes back with Garen's runner. Runner sits behind or stands behind him in this meeting kind of thing, and Ersho asks his runner to go and stand guard at the top of the staircase to watch the library door essentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to send him into the library in
No.
case he gets hurt, but
Yeah.
watch the library door.
Mm-hmm.
So you know there is now somebody watching the library door.
Cool.
Well, we'll relay that to Garen.
Yeah.
And-
Is to answer this question, is this a problem? I think that's unclear. I think
It must be related. It's not.
like the powers of Torm are not out for Isle. Like they would be happy to see her kept prisoner, but we don't know what Torm's end goal for Perlmar is, and we don't know how this factors into his plans.
Have we told anyone about the Talus thing about him wanting?
No.
Right.
No.
No.
Is that getting whispered across the bond?
No, that was above the table. I couldn't remember who we told what.
I think that's
Too many
that's
layers of conversation.
just the party knows about that for now.
Yeah.
Very
Lena
good.
does
Lena?
stuff. Lena
What
does
Nina
as well.
and Algarthus and
Let's go-
Varro know.
Let's call that party plus.
Extended party.
Extended party.
Extended party.
Yeah.
I think technically Cat knows because Cat was around the fireplace at the same time.
Great.
Well,
But I don't know if that counts. So you have that quick discussion.
Yeah.
Tuning back into the main conversation, you can see it's mostly at this point in time discussing the limitations of the cup, of what happens if we power up the cup and it can only take 8 people. There's a lot of discussion there.
there's so much. There's no point in figuring out what
Yeah.
if.
There's so many different hypotheticals that we don't know about the cup. There's not really any point
Is that
discussing.
out loud?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's not really any point discussing what might happen with it until we actually power it up and just see.
I think
I think-
Gargoyle has the right idea. We just pursue it as if it's like base level. We'll see where that
Yeah.
takes us, and then we go from there.
Yeah.
And
We
simultaneously
can have
plan.
another meeting.
Yeah.
And simultaneously plan to strike the chains, because if we haven't ruled that out yet, we should keep planning for it.
But also worthwhile, if we cannot transport the entire city, anything that we think is still retrievable here, that would be a danger to be left here,
We should bring with.
we should bring with. So, for instance, like, I know that there's been a raid on a bunch of artifacts already, but anything that's in here, maybe like pieces of I don't know, religious doctrine that you find are valuable, or pieces of like literature.
See, unfortunately,
been
this is the
kept up.
problem. There's a lot of stuff in Palmyra that we would consider. It's a hubbub for religion for the area.
I
Most
understand
of our
that.
religious texts here. There's a lot of like highly valuable items. A lot of that is from the outer. Anything from the outer city, we are presuming is gone. So it is
I'm just,
my hope that if potentially we could jump the city, but we cannot guarantee the safety of the city, I would want to try and jump it into an unpopulated area. That way it will crash and it will probably be destroyed. But if we can move everybody out of the city before
you
we
get to
do
keep
that,
your stuff.
we can then go and
Really
rescue
retrievable.
any relics when they're in the material.
If that is impossible, I'm just saying, prioritize your relics that you want to take with you right now. Get them out
The
with
only
the
thing we
wounded.
have access to is everything that's in this temple. And all of that is on lock and key in the vaults.
So then maybe some of the like survivors that are getting ferried out first take like tomes with them.
Anything that's carryable
See
by
Siren
hand.
like peep up at this point and be like, well, what if we did it in a more roundabout way? And you see William start to like rub his forehead. a
Big
little
bag
bit.
of holding just to fill it up.
My idea, precisely. The
I
bigger
think-
my dear,
Okay.
pocket dimension.
Okay. Yeah.
We need a fairly. He looks at the mage and like, oh, goody you lot. And the mage like, not good enough for a pocket dimension.
None of them know Demi.
Does Arva still exist?
Potentially, but it is like in the outer bits,
Mm.
so it's probably not accessible at this point.
Can I whisper to Garen across the pond how... Fuck, what's his name? Wildcard. Kyle?
Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
How his task is progressing.
I haven't heard from him in a little while, but it's my understanding that he is in conversations with several devils. I'm sure he's fine. He always makes it back out.
I think out loud, just kind of mirror what you said. You said that I agree with Tiny Knight Gregwin's plan to we proceed with the cup whilst planning to strike the chains in parallel. And once a plan is ruled out by some limitations of the cup, we can cease our efforts on it. But for now, I think we should keep all our options on the table.
See William start to nod and say, I like this. I like that we need to prioritise getting the folk out. Even if we are going to jump the city, I think we should empty it if we can before we do it. If there's no way to empty the city and jump it back, then we'll just have to brace people as best we can.
Yeah,
A
sounds like
giant
best case scenario is
spire.
moving all the people and then dumping the empty city somewhere.
Yes, if we can have some control over the teleportation of the city. I haven't. It's my understanding that there wasn't a lot of control when it got jumped to Avernus. It was simply just getting it to this plane. And the mages would nod and say, it doesn't look like the ritual allowed for that kind of control. And say,
How could it be controlled with greater precision? What would it take?
a level of understanding of
Uber
planar knowledge
charging.
that I'm not sure I have, or that anyone in this room has. The clerics have
Right.
started their prayers to see if we can get some guidance on that. I guess we'll see. I would suggest that only higher intervention would allow for that. Hopefully Torm will step in.
Or we can pray real hard to all of our duties and maybe they'll have a little team up.
I would hope so. If not, and we don't get any kind of answer, then I'm afraid I can't risk it. I can't risk killing everybody that lives around Pearlmire simply for the benefit of my city. I know the people around, they're not my citizens. I don't count them as part of my...
And you're saying it's to the whole plane, so it wouldn't even necessarily be in that continent.
I don't know, is my honest truth.
We
It's
could
my
end up where the
understanding.
prince lives. We could end up on the base of the base
Oh
of the
god, we take it to
cone.
Toril.
That's the flat side.
Of the cone!
Ah.
The flat side of the cone!
What's at the tip, do you think?
A point.
The North Pole.
It could be Pearlmire, balanced very precariously.
Very precarious.
If one person goes to the east, somebody better be going to the west.
Ah,
I think over the bond, I'd be thinking out loud like somebody with a brain that could, or the power to steer the city in such a way as to land it perfectly like that. Sounds like, an archmage, or a deity, or somebody like Io, or an archdevil if Kyle gets his shit together. But I think that would cost more than his soul.
Yeah.
But I think
Garen's like whisper across the bottom as well. I don't think he's quite got the hang of the mental bond
So
at
he's
this
just
point. It's
whispering.
genuinely a whisper. He doesn't quite understand that bit. He's not
That's
great with
good.
magic. But ask, and where are we at with Io?
I mean, she's in the basement.
Her physical body
2/3 of her,
is
I'm
in the
quite
library
confident.
basement, yeah.
I think that her spiritual
think-
being is there too.
Okay.
could I fully dissociate and try and connect with Io's spirit at
Does
this
it-
point?
Do you have a reflective surface? Because you usually really require that.
Is there any reflective surfaces in this room?
You have a
No.
sword.
No, this room has been gutted. I'm very sorry.
Um,
There are like
how
shields
shiny is
and
it?
stuff.
Love it. How
Have they compact?
covering up the bruising?
So much bruising from the maces to the face.
I think yeah,
What's that
it's.
in your pencil
I
case?
think the most discreet way you can think of doing this is to sidle at the back of the room, maybe sit down in the corner, and I think just for the connection it will give him, just Star Shatterer in the lap, pull out about a foot, and just try and, unfocus his gaze looking into the blade.
Okay, and we're trying to connect to spiritual eye.
Yeah, we're confident that Mortal Io is in the basement. Has Spiritual Io made it there, or is she still making her way through the city?
I'm so sure. I felt like I'm all in on this theory.
Well, that's what I hope this will confirm, because
Yeah,
if she's down there
yeah.
too, then we're this close. We're this fucking close. We're just gonna beat up some angels to
Yeah.
finish
And
this.
then-
Finish the job.
What, run her through with the sword to merge them all together?
I think
I
she
just want
just
to
holds
give her
it.
it.
Jesus, Kai! Always with the violence! Roll me a d100!
If I ever needed this,
I give you the help
Do
action.
good.
No.
I just give it emotionally.
The emotional help action.
Garen is
You feel
fucking
great
confused.
regardless of the outcome.
Yeah.
never felt so much stress on a D100
You're
roll.
gonna be golden. Nah.
46.
46.
But you're level 50!
Da, 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 da.
It's less than half. So, vibes.
Vibes. Okay, so we take a bit
Nobody
of
has
time
inspiration, do we?
to focus
I
in
don't think so, no.
on that divine connection again.
Mhm.
You felt that little passageway for Io in the past,
Mhm.
and we try and focus in on that. And I think the conversation in the room is just too distracting. It's too loud. There's a lot of people overlapping voices, and then you've got a whole set of voices in your head as well. I
It
think
seems to
it's
work
just a bit
better
much.
when you're sleeping.
Yeah. I was going to try it if we were going to have a long rest, which,
Yeah.
might still happen in the next 20 minutes when this meeting ramps up.
Fingers crossed.
So,
Yeah, I think it's just a bit too distracting.
So to answer your question, I'm 99% sure that 2/3 of her is down in the basement. I don't trust. This sounds so shitty, and I apologize, but actually, you should be fine. I don't trust Torm's angels at all.
Oh no. No offense.
Ersho takes a little bit of offence.
Just we've
Sorry,
had so
they just tried
many.
to kill us.
We've had so many bad run-ins. 3 of them just tried to kill us. One of them drained Adolin of all of his powers, all of his magic. Just because he made some very excellent points about how crusading is maybe not it.
Yeah.
Ersho essentially reserves decision. He's well aware of the fact that what happened to Adolin doesn't seem fair,
Yeah.
but he still believes in Torm.
I'm not. I
You can
have
believe
not.
in Torm.
I have not
His
actually.
angels
Yeah, his
seem
angels.
like
He
assholes.
seems like this. He's unclear on what's happening with the angels in the basement.
it's
Whatever's dealing
like
with
when
Adolin is
the
not
CEO is
great.
completely ignorant of what the managers are doing, and they're
Yeah.
really power tripping.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That, although in my analogy, CEOs are also pieces of shit. So
I think Ersho is still he still has his faith.
yeah.
He
No, I'm
worships Torm.
not
We're
trying to
not
rob
trying.
him of it.
Yeah.
Why do you believe this jackass? Stop it.
Jackass.
So that conversation goes along in the background on the telepathic bond. There's a lot more conversation in the room that is happening about the logistics, and there is a quieter discussion when it in one of the lulls that is if the cup can only jump maybe 8 people and then get stuck outside of Avernus, who should be jumped? Who should be prioritised?
Should we do it at all if that happens? Yeah. Do we want the cup trapped outside?
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of discussion there, but I
You
think
can't not do something just because it might not work.
I don't think the benefits outweigh the risk.
Well-
If it's
If it jumps and gets stuck,
yeah,
Charge
Either-
it back there and then come back. No.
but what if it's not allowed back in?
well then
But
either
it's
it's
not.
outside and we can't use it, or it's here and we can't use it.
I'd rather
Yeah.
it was here and we can't use it
Why?
Why?
because, but then it's here and we can do something about it.
But if it's
You just
not
said we can't use
usable-
it.
but if you could jump 8 people out, would it not be best to get
It's better to get the 8 people out than get no one out.
8 most high command out so that they can organise a high wizard or something?
That's
to
fair.
come in.
Yeah. As long as they're very well trusted. It's
And that would be
actually
our-
well done.
Second party backup characters.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Have like a bunch of level 17s ready to go. Like right,
Isla
I can
is
play the
the
rescue
wizard
mission.
wizard. The
A
Grand
lizard
wizard.
Archmage.
That's the All Wizards campaign. Yeah, let's go.
Amazing. Let's do it.
Let's fucking go. And then we get back to hell, and our original party are like Mad Max style survivors that have been there for ages.
They've gone insane.
That'd be great.
Absolutely feral.
I wonder how long we've been in hell compared to the material plane. It's been a day.
We could cast sending to somebody, maybe, and get
Some of
somebody
us
to.
have sending.
I don't mean us. I mean
Oh,
like
right,
somebody
right.
could cast sending and then send it again like an hour later and be like, how much time has passed?
Okay. So yeah, there seems to be a vague consensus that we'll get the ritual done to power up the cup to like its first level, which, based on what the mages are saying, doesn't require like too much. It requires some ruby dust that William is very happy to sign off, crushing some rubies from the vault to get it to happen. He says he's very happy to allow that to happen. There's then like a bit of a twig in everybody's memory of, the vault is technically a pocket dimension. Could we jump all of the like valuable texts into that and like raid the library and make sure that everything good is in that vault? And there's a little bit of discussion
See,
about
this is why I kept on segueing back to literature, because I'm like, please somebody go down to the library.
So there's a bit of discussion there, and there's a bit of discussion about if Pearlmire is destroyed, can they still access that pocket dimension? Because that pocket dimension only really has a access point from Pearlmire. And essentially, it'd be incredibly difficult, but it's possible to get access to that pocket dimension again. Particularly if the door here is destroyed. It would be easier if the door here is destroyed. Because then it's sort of floating, it's not attached to Pearlmire, and it'd be easier to drop into. But it completely ruins any physical access to it. So yeah, William is very happy to sign off the ruby dust that is required for the ritual to power the cup up to the starting point, essentially, to get it just online. And that doesn't seem to like take like a city-wide ritual or anything big, so that doesn't seem horrific.
Could that be started imminently?
It would appear so.
And it should be you that attunes to it when it does. Or would...
Yeah, I mean, at least to begin with, I think that's a good idea. If eventually we do feel comfortable relinquishing it and going away from it, then maybe I'll get one of these dudes, these little nerds, to do it.
But while we're exploring its capabilities...
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Complete the trifecta.
Yeah.
Can all raise your arm.
You have my sword and my trident.
And my...
Oh my god!
And my
Hey,
cup.
cheers!
Honey!
Mead!
Yeah, so there seems to be a consensus that they want to get on with the ritual and then try, and depending on the outcome of that, start organising the strike teams.
Sounds good. Full agreement.
Awesome.
I think I should get inspiration for tolerating these squeaks.
Sorry. Again. So fiddly and I like it. William specifically asks if you wouldn't mind being part of one of the strike teams. He thinks that you have a very good chance of...
Yeah.
What are the thoughts on the other ones? How are they doing?
I can simply just divide my forces, set up a small defensive perimeter around...
How many people do you think you can actually, like...
I mean this in the greatest of respects and compliments.
You wouldn't give
I
us
wouldn't
anyone.
give you much.
No, I know that. I'm curious
give you
about
the
the
mages.
other two.
I think I can spare maybe... Because we need the mages to survive long enough to... and you can see like one of the other like Knights of Ash steps forward at this point and says, "Sir, I understand your desire for everyone to make it alive. The strike teams don't have to come back. We just need to get the chains off.
Yikes, that's so messed up.
We need to get the civilians home." And you see like William would like, "You're right, I don't like it, but you're right. I'm afraid I probably have to send the minimum amount that I can get away with, simply so I can keep the defences around this temple, because otherwise we're going to be overrun with devils."
But you would want enough that the job would actually get done, because there's no point sending out too few men and then nothing happens, and then you're just down men and nothing has actually been progressed.
Yes. I need to send enough, but not too many.
Really
And
glad
it's my
that made
hope that you three and the rest of your group
Mm.
will take up this challenge of taking one on, simply so I can spare any more men going that way.
There are some in our group that I actually don't think I would be comfortable coming with us, so at least 2 of them are going to be staying with you, if that's
Whatever's. I trust yours judgment within yourselves, so long as you think you can accomplish the task, and I trust Garen to orchestrate yourselves. I can provide you with the mages that are required for removing the chains, but they will need your protection while they're there.
Mm.
okay. Fair enough.
Does it have to be mages? Can we like physically disconnect the chains somehow?
It's my understanding that they are incredibly large, and we would physically not be able to pull them out.
I mean, I think enough shattering might break off a chunk of the city.
It's like a big dispel magic kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, why not just do away with part of your city? Why not break away like the outer edge?
Potentially. It's my understanding that's not really how Infernal Iron works. The way that it's dug in, it has a magical lock as well.
I
It's
see.
also my understanding that if we start blowing off parts of the city, we might interrupt any of the anchors that are required for the city
Yes.
jump ritual.
Mm. Okay.
So, what's the point in getting rid of the chains if we're not going to be able to do the city jump?
No, good point. Well, we'll have to make it count when we do it then.
Yes.
Very good. I think this was very productive.
Productive meeting.
Productive
woohoo.
meeting.
Didn't need to be an email. It was a
Yeah.
good meeting.
Yeah. This would have been a nightmare of an email chain.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the private chat was going a bit crazy.
Mhm. Yeah. And we are we thinking we definitely want Io on side when it comes to do this?
Yes, I really do. I still, unless she turns out to be like some sort of like absolutely heinous creature when she's all put back
Some
together.
megalomaniac. Yeah.
I cannot see somebody who was, when put all together, when she was in
Yeah.
her full form, was punished for doing something that I still,
Seemed like a good thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't imagine when she comes back together again that she won't be anything other than willing to help us with this.
Yeah.
I think Ersho and
We're gonna bet big on Io.
jump in there. But when would you, like, if they're wanting to send the strike team out tomorrow morning? after
Tomorrow
rest,
Whoa, that's too soon. We
No,
don't even know
there's
if the
no-
cup can.
Absolutely not. We're not doing it tomorrow morning. That's ridiculous.
I think that's what they want.
That doesn't make any sense.
But we don't even know if
needed a few days to overcharge the cup, and we don't even have the items
Yeah.
to do
We
that
don't
yet.
have. Yeah, we can.
You
We
said you
can.
had the
We can
We to
charge
charge
the
it,
cup.
not to overcharge
We
it.
cannot overcharge the cup. We do not have enough. We might
Yeah.
have a lead on some other magical items. Maybe we can pursue them tomorrow. I know
Yeah.
the telepathic that I'd be like the magic items that the angels are kind of wielding.
Yeah.
Like,
And also the stuff that got raided by the devils
yeah,
from the academy, I think it
there's
was.
no
See,
point
like,
in
Gary
setting
will
out
clear
straight
that.
teams
I'm not
until.
sure we're going to be able to recover any of that. It's gone.
Then
Right.
can we even overcharge the cup?
And we can, because Chauncey says that we can, and I trust her.
But we don't know how currently.
I mean, the angels have at least.
That's a start. Yeah.
Like, if all of their weapons are magical, which I would imagine so, if they're wearing any magical, like, items, like their armor and such.
Could maybe
Um,
requisition some stuff from the vault,
Yeah.
but like out loud, like
It
you
is,
know, the
yeah.
plan is not to strike the chains
It's
anytime
not
soon.
happening
Surely.
tomorrow.
That's-
No, that's a
Categorically,
Bad decision.
cannot
William
happen.
would like say, I would rather do it sooner.
We can
If
charge
we
the
can, if we
cup.
can power the cup up tonight and see what its capabilities are, then we can start the chain strike tomorrow once we're rested.
I understand what you're talking about in the sense that, like, if we do the chain strike now, then it means that it's going to take less time, or that they're going to take like 4 odd days for it to be put back together and stuff like that. But I just think it's silly in my head. It just makes it because
Should we not get the stuff we need to overcharge the cup before we start making preparations to do that?
there's no point in us pursuing this task as if it is possible until we actually are capable of it. I understand the pursue both options things, and I'm 100% on board with that. But like, it's too much of, like, you're putting too many casualties into something that is a pure hypothetical at the moment.
Yeah. I think this is rushing it. Like, we don't...
Yeah. Also, if it takes more than 4 days and we do the strike team thing, we lose, like, you lose 2/3 of your forces, the ones that you're like, yeah, we're happy for them not to come back. And then we don't get it done in time. They lock onto the city again. And we don't have any more strike force teams or whatever the fuck to get it out again.
It was my understanding that we knew how to overcharge the cup.
We know how to, but you need magical items to basically melt down to overcharge it, and
We need to source
we don't.
those.
We need to get them.
And that's the only way to overcharge it.
As far as we're aware,
Unless,
you can have people permanently give up their magic.
which is brutal, and also, again, impractical for if this isn't going to work long term.
Yeah, then you would have like no healers left.
You just have more civilians.
I think we should charge the cup tonight.
Yeah.
Happy to do
And
it.
see
sure, yeah.
and see what it can do and sleep on it.
Give
and
us
then
a day. Give us tomorrow.
yeah.
Again, we've got some options. We've not done wrong by you guys so far. So trust us.
What are we spending tomorrow doing?
We've got alignments
Finding
and
magical
magic
items.
We can provide enough to charge the cup now, but we don't have ready access to a source that could overcharge it to jump the city back. And until we know for sure we can do that, we shouldn't launch any strike teams. And if we're to be one of them, I think we get a say in this, and we don't feel we should yet. We're not under any more time pressure now than we were yesterday.
Yeah.
We are losing folk every day, and we are running out of resources. Like, we are struggling to keep the people that we have here alive.
And we're not going to
I
delay
can-
it out of fear. But if we are legitimately not ready, we shouldn't go off half-cocked.
Fine. We charge the cup tonight.
Yes.
If it is capable of starting to jump people back, I want that started tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to start getting people home.
Above the table, do we know how long the ritual to charge the cup takes?
So the initial ritual, just to get it up to base level, you think it takes about an hour?
About an hour. To spend our,
I'm so tired.
30 charges, charge up to level 1, see what it can do, maybe go to bed.
Yeah.
Then
Sounds good.
then we can maybe do that just now.
Yeah.
Because God knows I'd love to end this session on something of a win. And charging up the cup, I'd feel better at it. And charging up the cup seems like a good point, at which point we know what it can do and we know what our options are. So if the High Observer is good with that,
The High Observer.
High Observer William, what's his name?
Gregwin. No.
William Gregwin.
Sorry,
They're
Gregwin's the
They're
other guy.
brothers.
William Gregwin and Gregwin William.
William Matthews.
Matthews.
Oh,
William
I
Matthew
forgot again.
Yeah.
Makes me laugh every time.
Should we go and grab Maurice and Lythor and
They're
Yeah.
here.
do it?
They're here.
That they are in the room.
They are in the room.
Where are we
We
doing the
grabbed
ritual?
them.
They'd say that they've got some rooms in the back. They're old office rooms that they can
We
just
use the
destroy.
admin rooms upstairs.
Most of the furniture's already destroyed in them and repurposed for stuff, so that it can just be used.
Sweet.
We can
Sounds
carve up the
good.
floor. It's fine.
Let's draw some magic circles. Let's go.
Ooh.
Okay. You say William. William would say, "I'd like to reconvene this meeting first thing in the morning, please."
Sounds good.
Mhm.
And we should hopefully be able to tell you what the cup's capabilities are then.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thumbs
so,
up in the group chat.
William
up.
essentially brings the meeting to a close, and everybody starts to break off into little groups.
Okay.
You see Sirens just sort of
For fuck's sake.
He's great.
Right.
Let's go do a thing that's not been done in centuries and have all the instruments of light up and working and in the same room.
Morris, Lythor,
Oh my
ready to do
God.
some groundbreaking magic?
yeah.
Hopefully not literally.
I mean,
Well,
we do have
unless-
to chisel some runes into the ground, so yeah.
Cool, literally.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'll go get the components, I guess. And
The
I'll meet
chisel.
you up. The rubies.
Sweet.
And you see the other guy would I have already forgotten his name. What's
Lythor.
Morris and Lythor.
Lythor.
Whichever one's which.
Lythor would step forward. I can get us started up in the room if
Right,
you like.
We'll meet you up there.
let's go.
Okay, let's head
Are
up
we
there.
not walking together? Why are we meeting them?
I thought he was going off to get stuff, and he was going off to get stuff, and we were gonna.
No, Lythor's going to take you up to the room.
Okay.
And
Maurice
Maurice is going to go get the
and
rubies.
what amazing rodents.
Educated rodents.
Educated rodents.
The amazing Morris.
Oh yeah, that was where amazing came into it.
Mhm.
Yeah, the amazing Morris is educated. This is Maurice.
Maurice.
Very
My
good.
mistake. Such a different name.
Maurice.
Nice.
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's do the thing. You're about to become the most valuable person in Fathomless when you attune to this thing.
Fuck me. Christ.
Right, so yeah, Lythor would take you upstairs, he would start prepping the ground. You see, and I think particularly with your arcane skill as well, I think you do a lovely moral support in this, but I'm not entirely sure there's an awful lot you can do in the like arcane ritual like drawing and stuff. It's just not your backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's just
Arcane
hosted
symbols
us. It
are
was just we didn't need to try. It just happened.
Yeah.
whereas like magic is a lot more arcane based for yourself, so I think you can really help him with drawing the circles and like using the books. You can see they've got like a big like roll out bit of parchment as well that they've been planning the ritual on, and like where all the symbols would be and
Top
stuff
notch
like
work,
that.
guys. Top notch.
And essentially he puts that in the middle of the circle and says, so we just need to copy this out. And so he's got like a little tiny version of it on this bit of paper, and he just wants you to copy it out and
Scale
stuff like
drawing.
that. It does take a fair bit of focus to do this because you are kind of putting like a bit of arcane energy into each individual rune. It doesn't take any spell slots or anything like that. It's just a lot of focus. And it's quite tiring as well. So you're not getting a rest while this is happening or anything.
Okay.
You two, on the other hand, it probably takes maybe an hour for
We
like
can have a short rest.
that bit to happen.
Yeah.
And also for Maurice to come back with the ruby dust and like start like chiseling some of the runes in and like pouring ruby dust into where the runes are. So you end up with this really nice like large circle. It's maybe 10-foot diameter of like an outer circle and then runes carved along its edges. There's got like this arcane like ink and power embedded into it, and then the ruby dust to fuel it as well. It's very cool. Very fucking expensive. There's a lot of rubies in this. You can see Maurice be like,
Ground up ruby dust.
essentially, yeah, you can see smashing rubies on the side in like bags, and they're like sprinkling the ruby dust in, kind of thing. It's literally just got quite a big hammer. It's going at it. Okay. You two can have a short rest.
If we're about to have a long rest.
I'm not going to bother rolling hit points.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get anything back, you get on a short rest or anything like that.
Okay.
You see, Garen is hovering essentially and is like watching. He wants to make sure this goes off without hitch.
Yep.
Again, he can't really do anything, but he is there for the hour that it takes to sort of prep this.
Can I try meditating again?
Yeah, if you
Less
like.
distractions now, yeah.
There's a lot less distractions. You could even go find a quiet like admin room if you wanted, though. There's nobody really there.
Okay, I'll do the same.
A separate
Same room?
quiet room.
No,
or do you want to sit back to
more
back?
odds.
Are you going to call Trontea from the next room over?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
You go.
You can
You
use the
got
telephone
this.
first.
Oh.
Oh, that's so much worse.
94.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, that's awful.
I think even with
No, I'm never
quiet,
rolling these again.
like your bruises, your focus just isn't there.
Fuck it, we'll try at bedtime. Sod this.
I think you're maybe like quite stressed as well from the day. And, like,
I
the
wonder
rituals
why.
Quite
coming
stressed.
and things. Your mind just can't settle.
Yeah.
You want to try for Shantae then?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to my girly. See how she's doing. 62.
62.
Alas.
Can I roll to be included?
Aww.
Yeah. You're not trying to do anything. You just want to roll dice.
Should be the O2.
24.
Ooh!
That's close.
That's good.
Yeah, closer.
I still say hi to my girly. Just because she doesn't reply doesn't mean she doesn't hear me.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's true. Okay. Yeah, so
Give me a
Garen
sign. I
is
give me a
like
sign.
stood watching over the ritual, essentially. Takes the hour to prep it, but then Maurice and Lythor think that they're ready.
Let's go.
If you want to produce the magic items and put them in the circle.
Just pour out the bag of holding.
Oh, the magic items. Okay, you mean the ones that we are sacrificing. Oh, this is devastating. This is very sad. Okay.
Okay.
I-
we
I'm-
have
Mm-hmm.
I'm holding both of my staffs of swarming, being like, no, which one's my favorite?
Do you want to know what they all are?
So long as like they all add up to
So
30
that's
and
3,
you delete them all
6,
from your character sheets.
7, 8,
Mm-hmm.
We have
9,
31,
10,
Yeah.
I believe.
11, 12, 13,
Yeah, I think the fishing rod was
17,
31.
19,
Yeah.
20, 21, 22, 23, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, yes.
31.
And
You
the-
don't have to sacrifice your fishing
No,
pole.
Yeah.
we'll keep it for the overcharging.
It's the only one that
Mhm.
like can actually be removed. Everything else is like 2 or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
the
that
only.
little-
It's
common
literally the
one.
only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Goodbye, dagger of warning.
so we just go.
So we lay these round the circle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just inside the ruins, and then Maurice invites you to step into the centre with the cup.
Can we do a fist bump when we set it all up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Maurice
is
is like,
looking beautiful. you
I think
guys.
Maurice is like quite confused because like that was quite a bonding moment. And,
Yeah.
like, you've done something really good.
But you're
You're
still
still
like-
an arch nemesis.
Yes.
He doesn't really understand that, but he seems happy. So,
Very good.
and like Lythor's just like happy at the side. You get given like a bit of parchment, Polly, that's got essentially the incantation that you've got to recite to charge the cup up.
Cool.
Which is just a series of like arcane words, essentially spells for like ritual casting kind of thing, and like a bit of movement to go with it.
Yeah.
So whenever
Is
you're
it bee
ready,
dance?
I think I
It's
do
not
get a
bee
little
dance.
into it. Yeah.
it is not bee dance, but you can incorporate bee dance if you so choose.
I'd give a shimmy. It's true.
So whenever you're ready, you can go for it.
Yeah. I don't linger. We'll just get it done.
Yeah.
Over and done with.
Start the ritual.
Yep.
Okay. So it does take a while. It is like a lot of repeating this incantation over and over, and getting it to like flowing around the circle, going over all the items, and like as this like hour progresses, because it's a long ritual, it is exhausting for yourself, and tiring, and like you're already pretty beaten up and
Yeah.
exhausted at this point as well, and this is just like the cherry on top of that. You're going to sleep for a long time tonight. But
Cuddling the cup.
you see, like, as the hour progresses, the items begin to melt and sort of almost like congeal a little bit and lose their colour and lustre. But you see, like, the magical essence, like, beginning to, like, sprinkle out of them and, like, circle and, like, start to follow you around the circle. So as you continue to pass your hand over the magic items, as you're going around the circle, saying the incantation and doing the hand motions, you see this like magical essence begins to spiral and follow you until there's like really like beautiful like spiralings of stars almost that follows you around this circle as you're completing this ritual, until there's like a little flash and it just spins and into the cup, and you can see the gems on the side of the cup begin to glow. And the cup has this like warmth to it that's not had since you've picked it up, and all of the items just bloom. There's this sort of metal
Those poor
lumps,
guys.
twisted metal lumps on the floor. Yeah, it's very solid, but it is
We
like
should commission that into some sort of like beautiful ornate piece of, I don't know.
Just this big ring of molten metal that we could just like mount on the wall.
Yeah, when we all get a house together, which is clearly the plan.
when you all get a house.
Yeah.
When.
When we win the campaign.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the ruby dust is all gone. The arcane ink is all like smudged and gone now. There's still like chiseled runes into the floor, but there's nothing powering them anymore. And the cup appears to be like glowing in your hands.
Which I told them the horn.
No,
As
I'm
a
okay.
symbol.
Thank you. I've got the cup. Well,
Are you attuned to it?
I think it worked. I don't know. I guess I need to
Do you have the slots?
go take her. What do you mean?
Do you have attunement slots?
Do you have enough attunements?
Oh, I think so. Your rules mean I get to attune to 5 things, right?
Whatever your
Whatever our
bonus is.
plus is,
Yeah.
which I think is 5 just
5.
now.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've only got Staff Throwing Insects, Bag of Bees, my +2 focus. Do I only have 3 things at the moment?
I know you were at your limit at one point.
Yeah, no, but I gave one to you and something else happened.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I definitely have the slots for sure.
So cool.
Yeah.
What happens next?
You want to focus on it?
I shall, I guess. I'm so tired. but Polly's resolute. She's like, I'm gonna stay up for another hour if it means I get to know what this actually means.
Yes.
So focusing in on the cup, I imagine Polly maybe doesn't even move, just sits down in the middle of this sort of melted circle and starts focusing, like, I'm having you. A little bit like, after having this cup for so long and filling it with honey so many times, things like that. Yeah, this is like a bone of contention at this point, isn't it? So I can tell you that the cup at this point, it does attune to you after the hour.
Hey
And
guys,
you are
we're making
actually
progress.
attuned to the cup of Cosmo.
Oh,
And I can give you its features.
Is that what you were typing? Is that what you were typing?
Oh no, I just made a quick note. But I have the features in front. If you want, I can also put these in the chat. At
Please,
a later
actually,
point in time.
put them
Oh,
into
yeah.
the
But I
chat
can
because
read them
it's
out
going to
just
be.
now, if that's
Yes,
okay.
that'd be perfect.
So it currently counts as a +1 spellcasting focus.
Okay.
I know you have a +2.
I was going to say, I was like,
It doesn't
fuck that.
override that.
what do you mean I got +3? Hell yeah!
And does not stack. No.
Yes, no.
You are now immune to banishment.
Hell yeah.
You cannot be banished by magical means.
I can be so annoying and nobody can get rid of me.
By banishment, yes. By murder, no. You gain the ability to cast the cantrip message at will.
Oh, that's
Only
handy.
at will, though.
Hello.
You can increase your intelligence score by 2 to a maximum of 24.
Nice.
What was that? Sorry, what thing, Gabby?
Intelligence modifier increase, or no,
Intelligence.
intelligence increases by 2.
To a
Cast
maximum
message
of
at will.
24.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the intelligence. I just didn't hear the stat. That's awesome.
Very cool.
Cool.
Okay, there is a number of different abilities here that are all like teleportation based.
Whoa.
Cool.
Okay, there's
That would
one.
have been really handy for that fight we just had.
Yeah.
There's one called Skip, where you can see an advancing threat and you can shift yourself to safety. As a reaction, you can teleport to an unoccupied space within 15 feet of you when you are attacked.
Fun.
If there is no unoccupied space, then the teleport fails. You can do this a number of times per long rest equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum of 1.
Mm-hmm. Does that negate the triggering attack?
It does, yes. If the teleport goes off, yes.
Wow.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Love it. Love it. What is your intelligence modifier?
Now with that, 15.
Sick.
Gives you a +2, so you can do that twice per long rest if you like.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
You gain resistance to damage dealt by spells as the magical weave bends itself around you to your will.
That's good.
One slight side effect of the cup, which isn't necessarily like part of the item itself, you are now currently Clifford's master.
Oh.
He is intrinsically linked
This is so
to
awkward.
the cup.
I'm not his favorite. I'm so sorry.
You get again the banishment maneuver, which you can choose a creature within 30 feet of you. This creature needs to make a DC 17 Wisdom save or be banished. And
Where?
If the creature is native to the plane that you're both currently on, the creature is banished to a pocket dimension for 1 minute. If the creature is not native to the plane, then this save is made with disadvantage, and if the creature fails, it is returned to its native plane of existence.
That's fun.
Oh, interesting.
What if we just banished everyone home?
Oh my god, you could
That
legit.
would work.
What's the limit on that?
I haven't actually put a limit on that.
If you don't, we will start banishing somebody every 6 seconds, starting right now,
Yeah, it's silly though.
Just leave
and
it.
win the
Just
campaign
leave
that
it.
way.
I think it's perfect.
Same as the other one, intelligence.
Probably gonna have to say that it's got to be like an
modifier per
enemy.
rest.
Like you can't.
I can piss a lot of people off.
No, let's end this campaign on a nice high and not piss off the DM too much. Years of work.
If
and
I
all
piss
that.
you off, I could just banish you.
You walk up to somebody, punch them in the face, and then cast banishment.
You're
Bye.
welcome.
You're going home.
That's very cool.
You also get the ability that's called Blink of an Eye.
Oh, that's a fun name.
So you can sacrifice a number of hit die
Oh my god.
and
At least it's not
immediately take that number of turns
No
half.
longer a viewer.
So you must roll the hit die first. Your hit point maximum will only return to its normal amount after 1d4 days.
Whoa, that's big. That's really intense.
So that's like a lesser time stop that costs you hit points that you've just got access to.
But it might be worth it.
That's sick, yeah.
For sure.
Without the limitations of time stop where you can't interact with somebody else or it breaks. So you could just be like, fireball, fireball, fireball.
I think it has like this like delayedness of everything sort of happens at the end of it, but yeah.
Oh,
Sick.
You still
that
get
is
to take
fun.
that number of turns.
That is cool.
So you can still interact with things to a certain extent, yeah.
Nice. 4 hit die to take 2 turns immediately?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
You have to roll those hit die first, take that number off your current and your maximum hit points, and that will only
And then
return
go
to you
from
in 1d4 days.
Very cool ability.
My phone died. So we've lost a viewer.
No.
Okay, cool.
Nice. Does everything happen with the other instruments when the cup alights?
Not particularly, no.
Dang.
They don't just disappear or anything, so.
I was thinking,
Well,
will they
at
power
least
up?
we've not been erased from existence.
Race from existence, and they aren't immediately like, magnetised together.
Yeah, yeah.
Kai and
I
Adolin
mean-
fly across the room towards each other and crash.
This could have gone very badly.
Yeah.
Oh no, I should have thought this through.
We're tired.
Nah, that's fine. But I think that might be a very good point to end our session. A bit of a win.
We did it.
You have the Cup of the Cosmos back, guys.
Yay.
Well done.
And it does stuff.
It does stuff.
It does stuff.
It's a big deal.
Sorry.
Clicky clicky others.
Crunchies.
Crunches.
Shall we have that long rest?
Let's.
Yeah.
Gonna go sit down for a long rest?
Both in game and out.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Awesome. So thank you so much for joining us on this Glasgow 2024 Twitch stream and for listening in for our chaotic campaign. There's a lot of discussions in this session, but there's been a lot of decisions that need to be made as this party advances forwards and decides the fate of Pearlmire. We are racing towards the end of our campaign here. I cannot wait to see what everyone decides they're going to do.
Yay.
But hopefully we will see you all on our next stream. Thank you for watching.
Bye bye.
Bye. What are the odds of it being this year?
That we finish?
No, that we
Oh,
have another
that we
session.
stream.
Maybe.
It's possible. Unlikely, but
Yeah,
possible.
there's a lot of weeks left.
There are not a lot of weeks left.
There's like
5.
5.
That's not a lot.
That's a solid 5.
We could do next Saturday.